welcome to another very special secret bonus. Not secrets. Special bonus episode of Bottom of the Stream.
It's not secret once you've uploaded it and people have pressed play.
I guess nobody knows at the minute.
You're
Nobody knows
speaking,
we're
it's
doing it.
secret.
Yeah, true.
My name's Nick.
My name's Adam.
And we are usually here every Monday for Bottom of the Stream with Adam and Nick, which is our sort of weekly news and chat show where we get you up to speed with all the news in the world of streaming and movies. And we're back every Thursday, wherever you find your podcasts, with our movie show where we are on a never-ending quest to find hidden gems on the Netflix or Amazon Prime stream.
We are indeed. That's what we do. That's our bread and butter. But unfortunately, at the moment, Nick's on holiday.
I am.
So we're having to back up some bonus
what I'm
episodes.
Doing.
I don't know. Maybe
now,
you're on
as
the
you
beach,
this.
or
Yeah.
are you on some sort of trip somewhere?
Sipping a rum,
maybe. Arguing with your kids.
Yeah, maybe.
So we're recording some bonus episodes. We're getting them in the bank before he goes, so we can keep content coming to you guys, and keeping you abreast of what's going on in our lives. So you may have seen previously we put out our top 10 top 10 number one films from all of our stream tables.
Yes.
So we've come back today to do the opposite of that and put out our top 10 number 25 films from all of our stream tables. So if you don't know, every season we do a 25 films. We rank them in a stream table of 1 to 25. Best being 1, obviously. Worst being 25. So this, in theory, is the 10 worst films we've ever done on the show. And we're going to rank them from the worst of the worst to the best of the worst.
Yeah.
However, that's not always the case, because sometimes a film that is terrible doesn't end up bottom of that particular season for whatever reason.
I would say
because of mistakes we make.
Yeah, we may go think about it, we're going back sort of 10 seasons now.
Yeah.
We rank them that week or that season.
Yeah.
We may have reflected on that and go, oh, maybe we got that one a little bit wrong.
I think
occasionally that happens.
Occasionally it does. I think season 2 is the biggest one of that. I think it's pretty much accepted within ourselves and within the Bottom of the Stream community that the Anomaly is the worst film we've ever done on the show.
Wait, it's right up there.
It's right up there, and it's third from bottom in season 2. So we do make mistakes. We are aware of that. So
we're not going back and changing the tables.
So what we've got here is the 10 season bottomers.
So every movie in this list came 25th out of 25
over the 10 seasons. So we're going to rank them from the worst to the best of the worst.
What I will say, so the disclaimer in our good list was that, you may have... Also, we have to agree the stream table.
Yes, we do.
So it's kind of... Sometimes can be a bit of a negotiation process.
Yep.
So we said in the good version of this that we may have a movie that topped the table.
Yeah.
That might not be one of our... We may have a favourite movie underneath it.
Yes.
I will say with this one, I feel like we've got a lot more choice of terrible movies.
Yeah.
Like, where we've sat there and argued the toss between is this 24th or 25th.
Yeah.
Sometimes we've got examples of stream tables where the bottom 5 are all
horrendous,
absolutely terrible movies.
Yeah, these are not necessarily the 10 worst films we've ever seen,
but they're up there.
They're up there.
They're right up there.
Do you want to get right into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
What's your number 10?
So just to clarify, my 10th is the worst of the worst.
So this is what we're both saying now. Is this is the worst film we've done?
Yeah.
On this show.
Yeah.
In theory.
I have Frat Star at number 10.
Okay, interesting.
Which I recall being racist, sexist.
Vile. Horrible movie.
Yeah. Misogynistic. Anything else you want to throw
homophobic.
Yeah.
Everything's wrong with Frat Star.
It was the movie where you've got this sort of group of college guys trying to join a frat, but they're geeks, they're nerds. And it's just vile.
It is. It bears no reason for us ever to talk about it again. It's one of the worst movies.
They're being awful to women. I'm pretty sure from what I remember, there is a terribly racist joke against Chinese people at one point.
Yeah, there's a really bad homophobic joke at one point.
It's got a really weird cameo from the guy out of Schitt's Creek who plays
Roland Shit.
Roland Shit. He's like one of the dads.
I've forgotten that he was in that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and he's giving like the sex talk to one of the kids before he goes off to university, and it's cringe. This is a movie that if someone walked in while you were watching it,
you'd be embarrassed to be watching it.
You'd be massively embarrassed to watch it.
We've done an hour-long episode on it.
Yeah.
No, and I'm embarrassed that we've given it that airtime.
I have it 10th.
I have Apocalypse Please 10th.
I understand why.
Apocalypse Please is not even a film.
It's technically, I don't think it's a movie.
I don't think it has no poster. It has no trailer. It has no story, characters, or acting. It's
just a few sketches tied together.
It is. I couldn't even tell you what it was about now.
It's a group of doomsday preppers.
Yeah, they are. They're like
getting together on. Again, it's a bit of a course for it, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But it turns out the whole thing's just a ruse to get their cash, and they end up chasing the.
It's nonsense.
It is nonsense.
None of it ties together.
Is it German or Austrian film as well?
Austrian, I think. Yeah. None of it makes any sense. From one scene to the next, things don't tie up.
But it's also done in a kind of like The Office, kind of
like
mockumentary, isn't it?
Yeah, but like I say, it has no poster, it has no trailer. It's not It's not even a film, and it's dreadful.
Yeah,
it's dreadful.
I have no argument with that being 10th on the sort of fact that it doesn't hang together at all as a movie.
Fair.
With story.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Okay, cool. What is your number 9?
In 9th, I have Spaced Out.
Okay, interesting. I have Frat Star at number 9.
Okay. Spaced Out, the 70s British sex comedy.
Yeah, bawdy British porn.
In which
softcore porn movie.
In which a group of female aliens crash land on Earth. There's no such thing as males on their planet. So they take hostage, abduct several human men and a woman. And sexcapades happen.
Sex with them.
There's a talking sentient jukebox.
Yeah.
All the special effects shots are borrowed from Star Wars.
Yes.
And other movies.
They are.
Like literally lifted.
This when we say this phrase a lot is how does this end up on Netflix? I think this is
100%
the epitome of how does this end up on Netflix.
Why is this on Netflix?
This was made to be watched in Soho theatres at 11 o'clock at night. This was never supposed to be out of
Macintoshes,
This was never supposed to be out of that world, and now it's out there in the real world. It's a dreadful film.
So that's my 9th place.
That's my 9th was Frat Star. So
okay. What do you have? In 8th, I have the Fuck It list.
Okay. In 8th, I have Sierra Burgess as a loser.
Okay.
Tell me about the Fuck It list.
The Fuck It list is another frat boy type movie.
We really don't like frat boy type movies.
It's just... Yeah, they're two of the worst movies we've seen. And this is the one where it's a rich college kid.
Yeah.
And he basically just gives up.
Yeah.
He's like, he goes viral for sort of posting, I'm just going to say fuck it to everything.
Yeah.
And see what happens in life. And guess what? Everyone falls out with him.
Yeah.
It all goes off the rails. And then he tries to win his girlfriend back at the end. Again, it's offensive. It's just it's an awful movie. Jerry O'Connell's in it as his dad.
Oh, he is. There's lots of random cameo.
An abiding memory I have from this. And his parents are assholes as well, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, kid.
Do what you want.
And it's heinous.
Talking of heinous movies, my number 8 is Sierra Burgess as a loser.
Okay.
This came bottom of season 1. This was at the time the
worst
film.
An absolute throwback.
Very much a throwback. I took great offence to this movie from the start. So did you. It's a movie that wouldn't be made if the genders were reorientated, I guess.
I think so.
It's a catfishing movie.
Yeah.
It's about two girls who catfish a guy into falling in love with the uglier one of them.
They sexually assault him at one point in this movie
he's
as well.
Kiss raped at one point. I think that's how we described it in the show. It's just horrible. It's Noah Centineo. It's Shannon Purser.
Yeah.
It's just a horrible piece of garbage.
These are all nasty movies. I think that's a good summary.
That's a good
theme
of where we're at with this list currently.
They're mean.
They are really mean. Sierra Burgess still to this day, almost 6 years later, offends me to the core.
It's definitely one that sticks in the memory.
It's a horrible, horrible movie. Let's move on. Number 7.
I have Apocalypse Please at number 7.
Okay, interesting. I have Meet the Blacks.
Okay.
Which was last season's bottom of the streamer. Meet the Blacks is like a Purge ripoff.
Yeah. It advertises itself as a parody of The Purge.
Yes.
But it's not. There's no...
It's a remake of The Purge.
To me, a parody, you've got your slapsticks. It's your scary movie. It's your...
That's what it's trying to be.
But it doesn't
do
that.
But what it accidentally does is just remake The Purge.
Yeah.
With black people.
Yeah.
And Again, it's racist.
It tells the same story.
100%. It's exactly the same. It's basically the same film. It tries to parody it and fails, and in its failure, becomes a remake.
The worst thing is it's just not funny.
No, it's not funny. It's just horribly offensive. The Purge isn't even a very good film to start with, so you can't parody something that isn't good. Meet the Blacks is my number 7.
Okay.
What's your number 6?
Meet the Blacks.
Okay, my number 6 is Spaced Out.
Okay.
So we're getting through this one. Number 5?
Number 5, I have Swiped.
Okay. I was really... Number 5, I have the fuck it list. Because I couldn't, in my brain, comprehend the difference between these two movies. So they're basically the same thing.
Swiped is, again, a Noah Centineo film. So
yeah.
This is the one where he and his stereotypical nerd friend at college, university, invent an app.
Yes.
Where all the guys can just judge
the women.
The women.
They basically invent Tinder.
Kind of, yeah. But it's and it's again, it is just shallow, horrible, and offensive.
It's awful
and boring.
It's so boring. And I think that's the thing with a lot of these movies as well. They're all boring.
Yeah,
because that's one of the most offensive things in films for me. If it's boring, I'm out.
It can be bad, but still
but good,
entertaining, or you find something sort of. But yeah, Swiped was pretty much bottom of the barrel. Yeah. Again, no charm, no wit. You know me. I'm quite on board for watching like a teen high school type movie, and this is awful.
It is
an awful movie.
What number was that? 5.
Number 5.
What's number 4?
4 for me. I have Origin Unknown.
I've got Swiped because I just chucked them two together because I didn't know the difference. Origin Unknown is my number 3, so we'll talk about Origin Unknown now.
From in my brain, it is the most boring movie we have watched on this show.
Yes, I'd agree with that. I think you're right. I think we just said boring is offensive to us, and this one is like, I remember it being so dull. It feels like it's on for 8 hours.
Yeah, it drags.
Katie Sackhoff, isn't it?
Yeah, she is a astronaut stranded.
Spaceship with a robot.
They're manning like an AI mission, aren't they? And the whole thing is just her in a control room with another person.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's just incredibly dull.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be mixed up with Origins Unknown, which is currently top of our current stream table.
Has caused all sorts of trouble.
No, Unknown Origins is top of our stream table. This one's called Origin Unknown. It's very confusing.
Was I offended by it? No.
Yeah.
I'm
offended by how boring it is.
Witless by it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, agreed.
Awful.
Dreadful movie. Dreadful. What's your number 3? That's my number 3. So what's your number 3?
So that was my number 4. So my number 3.
Sorry.
My number 3 is Sierra Burgess is a Loser.
Okay, that's fair.
It just kind of found its way into number 3. That's not a recommendation.
No, absolutely.
All of these are woeful movies.
Don't watch any of these movies.
But it's kind of just floated up the list, and that's where it's landed. I agree with everything you said about it. But I disliked all of those underneath it more.
Fair.
Which brings us to our top 2.
What's your number 2?
In the second, I have Buster's Malhart.
Me too. I also have that second.
Which was a Rami Malek starring movie.
Yeah.
He was a night porter and receptionist at a hotel.
That's pretty much all I can
cavalcade of weird
of
guests come through.
Yeah.
And he is trying to find his place in life. Does he stay here? Does he go on a journey to find himself? And of these movies, this is the one that I feel like I would most want to revisit.
Yeah.
Because we had a lot of our patrons, people in the Discord, just comments, emails at the time, that we got this one
wrong.
Well, we didn't like it. Everyone else seemed to find something more in it.
Yeah.
So this would be the one that I most think, should we revisit that?
Maybe
at
we
some
should.
Point? So for that reason, I have it second.
I have it second, mainly because everything else is worse than it. I barely have any memory of Buster's Malhart. I remember him being a night porter. I remember it was season 2, so it was a long time ago. I know there's some weird trippy shit going on, but other than that, I don't really remember it. So maybe it is a one to revisit.
They also rob, don't they, from some of the patrons in the hotel. I remember that as well.
Yeah.
And he's I think Buster is someone of poor mental health, isn't he? And he goes and lives in people's houses as well at some times when they're out, when they're at the hotel. And
I remember in the very early days of the show putting Buster's Malheart on the list because I wanted to watch it, and I remember being extremely disappointed with what it was.
Yeah.
So which means we've both got the same number 1.
Yeah.
So
this is the least offensive movie on this list.
Yeah. Smart Christmas.
The Bulgarian Christmas TV movie.
Before we started recording, we wrote down what all 10 bottom of the streamers were, and we were both quite surprised that this was bottom of the stream. It finished bottom of season 8.
It is awful.
Oh, it is awful, but I think we were just surprised that it had made it to the very bottom of the list.
I mean, it is.
It's a Christmas movie.
It is boring as well.
Yes.
Apart from the few songs, it's got a couple of the songs.
I remember a kid doing a rap number. Is it Hungarian?
Bulgarian.
Okay. It's set in Santa's workshop.
So essentially, this kid is accidentally transported to Santa's workshop on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Through the elf transportation portal, and Santa's admin system crashes.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose the list? So the kid helps them get set up and sort their logistics out.
Brings technology and logistics to their world.
And there's a subplot where Santa has to try and lose weight.
Oh yeah, of course.
Through the aid of like a virtual personal trainer.
Yeah.
Because he's too fat for the sleigh. And
it sounds really good fun, but it's absolutely not. It's really
cheap sets. It's cheap costumes.
It's a Bulgarian TV movie.
Yeah. Again, how is this end up on Netflix?
Yeah, how do they end up on Netflix? Yeah. I mean, it's the best of the worst we've done, but absolutely don't go and watch it.
No.
it's
why would you? Why the hell would you? But it is the least worst of these 10.
It is the least worst of these 10. That's fair.
It's a Christmas movie. You can have a real high tolerance of bad Christmas movies.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I mean, it's a whole industry.
Yeah, they're all out there.
To randomly get an insight of what is on Christmas TV in Bulgaria.
Yeah, now we know.
Yeah, there you go. At least we can say we've seen it.
Happy with
Not many people have.
That's very true. Happy with your list overall?
I am. Yeah, I thought that this was slightly easier to do than the top list.
Oh, really? I thought this one was
with
much
the
harder.
exception that I really had to rack my brains to remember what the fuck it list was.
I got stuck on between Swiped and the Fuck It list. I have no idea which one was
They're
which.
pretty interchangeable.
They are pretty interchangeable. I found this one much harder to rank just because they're all terrible.
Okay.
And how do I say which one's less terrible than the last one?
And I think that does bring you to Smart Christmas as
because it's the least offensive. Yeah, it's the best of all of them.
It rose that I had the bottom and the top nailed down pretty much straight away.
That's what I did. I started with 10 and I put in a number 1. Then I worked backwards up the list and try and figure out which ones offended me the most.
And it's only Buster's Malheart in there that makes me go. I think that's the one that I know we've had debate and talk about before in the Discord, like I say, and other emails and stuff at the time and feedback that did we. Maybe we were harsh on it.
Were we wrong on this?
Am I ever likely to go back to it though?
Maybe.
Oh, who knows?
Who knows? Keep your eye on the streams. We'll see what happens. Cool. Well, that's that done.
I've enjoyed looking back at these.
If you've watched,
I will say, just to peek behind the curtain as well, we did have a request in the Discord.
Yeah.
For us to rank all the movies we've ever done in one table.
250 movies.
I think I've said this before. I will repeat it again. We are never going to do that.
Absolutely never going to do that.
So I admit it would be really interesting to get into maybe particularly at the bottom and the top of the table, because you would have movies like Mirage, like Elementary, which came 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th in their seasons.
Yeah.
I actually think they would be
right up there.
So we talked about The Lost Patient in our good movie section. I don't know if that's the top 30 movies.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see where that would come.
Yet it won a season.
However, I don't want to sit here and debate with you about which one's the 174th and the 175th best movie we've done. It would be boring for a start. And it would be interesting.
I think we'd have
a very small minority of people would find it interesting. Yeah. We're never going to do it. The whole idea of the stream table was so we didn't have to do that. And so that's why we're never going to do it. So as much as you want it, it's not happening. I'm sorry. It's just not. Cool. Well, I think that's it. I think that's another little bonus episode.
Yeah,
done.
I've enjoyed looking back at those.
I hope you're currently enjoying your holiday.
Me too.
And like, subscribe, click the bell, leave a comment, do whatever you can. If you're just listening as a podcast, do that as well. Do whatever you do on those.
You can leave us a rating and a review anywhere that you can do that to podcasts. 100%. We're everywhere.
You can. So. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd, BOTS_podcast. And we'll be back pretty soon for another little episode, or we might be back, depending on which order we'll put these out in. We might be back with full scheduled entertainment.
Plenty of us to go round.
There is. We'll always find something. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Cheers.